Hi there, folks. Well, if you really would like to learn a little bit about how to raise your genius, how to step into that state of success, how to get into the flow, the zone, well, I'm going to be sharing with you some really exciting concepts around this. And some of the stuff, not all of it, is brand new. It's coming through. I've been doing some work with Yale in terms of raising one's flow, learning a little bit more about it. And it's stuff that we've been working with in Beyond Thinking, but there's brand new stuff coming through. And folks, in a few moments, I'm going to share some of this with you. I'm really excited about it. Now, let's just quickly talk about the genius, the success, the flow, the zone. You know, when you look at athletes, artists, and singers, they get into the zone and they really achieve amazing stuff by being in the zone. How practical is it for us to get in the zone? So I get a lot of people saying to me, yeah, but I need to do something I love. I've got to be passionate about what I do in order to get into the zone, in order to succeed, in order to, raise my genius. Well, no, this is the latest science. The social sciences are saying, no, that's not the case. It's not about doing what you love. Yes, to a degree, it is about discovering the love in what you do, but it is about your state of well-being that determines your ability to step into your potential, to reach new heights, to go out there and achieve in areas you never thought you could achieve. So what is the state of well-being? What is the state of well-being about? Well, it is your level of happiness, your level of joy. It is about how you feel about yourself, the completeness, the wholeness. Now, again, people say to me, yeah, but in order to feel that, I've got to go out there and find the job that I love doing. And again, social sciences are saying no. In fact, when we look at what people do for their happiness, what we try to do for our happiness is we go into the environment. We look for that, when I have that car, I'll be happy. When I have that great job, I'll be happy. When I get good grades, when I get my degree, I'll be happy. When I have those clothes. Those sort of concepts, what they're discovering, only account for 10% of your long-term state of well-being. Now think about this. How much time and energy do we spend trying to get what we think will make us happy when in fact the data and the research is showing it only accounts for 10% of our long-term state of well-being. So where does the other 90% lie? Well, folks, that old saying, happiness is an inside job, is 100% true. And within that 90% sure, there's 40% that is your actions and your thoughts, and the other 50%, which they're saying that they're discovering is your genetic makeup at this point. Now people go, yeah, well, I can't do anything about my genetic makeup. Please go research Bruce Lipton. He's done some amazing work around it, and it turns out some of the research he is doing has discovered that by changing your core beliefs, you change your genetic makeup. In other words, by changing your thoughts and your actions, you can actually impact on your genetic makeup. So yes, it's an inside job, folks. So yes, at the end of the day, there's some good news and bad news. The good news is your genius, your success, your ability to go out there and achieve whatever you'd like to achieve is totally within your hands. The bad news is the same genius, the same amazingness that you can discover within yourself is also within your hands. And why do I say this? Well, at the end of the day, we're up against our subconscious, folks. This subconscious, up to 95 to 99% of our actions, our behavior is subconscious. We're not fully aware of it. So really what we're doing is we're starting to work with habits and patterns that have developed over our lifetime. And these habits and patterns may not have been conducive to getting us into that zone, into that place. So these simple exercises, which I'm about to share now, are going to go up against your subconscious, and this is where the hard work is required. It's about remembering to do these exercises because we forget very quickly. Now, having said that, let's get straight on to them. So the first thing, folks, it's about working with your key strengths. Now, a lot of people don't know what their key strengths are. So there's this website. I'm putting it up right now. You'll see it. It's the VIA Institute. And the VIA Institute have got a free online assessment. You go on there. I've been working with this. It's incredible. You go onto their website. You do this assessment, and they will help you discover that what they have discovered themselves is that within all our personalities, excuse me for this, within all our personalities, we have got 24 key strengths. Now, all of us have these 24 strengths. Some of us have these strengths, or some of them are more dominant. Each strength is more dominant within each one of us. So, in fact, what we are extremely unique within this range of 24 strengths. Now, as you do this online assessment, it will discover your top ranking strengths from 1 to 24, and you just work with your top 4. You discover what they are, they give you a bit of info around it, and you bring that into your daily life. Bring it into the office place, folks. Bring it into your home life. and you find different creative ways of how you can bring those strengths in. The website will give you some great concepts around this. They provide a bit more info. Please, folks, work with it. You'll be amazed at how it's going to change your life from day one. The second thing you might have heard, it's gratitude, yes, but there's a bit more. It's savoring and gratitude. Now, folks, this has gone a long way to show that as we consciously work with savoring and gratitude. What is savoring? This is when during the day we have experiences that we savor. Now, in Beyond Thinking, we work with the shower exercise. It's really a cool exercise. You don't have to just do it in the shower, but it's about getting into the shower and becoming present to the senses, to all 5 senses, to savor how precious water is and feel it falling over our skin, to savor the moment, to savor the aromas, to savor the gift of being able to wash ourselves in the morning. And yes, as we do this, to savor the feeling of washing away any frustrations or anger. So savoring is a little bit longer than your general gratitude. It brings us to the present moment a little bit longer. Don't just wait for the shower. It's about when you're eating something, to savor that food, to bring the appreciation in. And yes, in the workplace, so much needed, where we go in and we just savor some moments where, for me, it's about bringing the soul into the workplace. And as we do this, at the end of the day, what you do is you can reflect back on your day. You have a little journal, and yes, it takes a habit and a pattern to create the journal, but you go in there and you reflect on the day and you rewrite what you savored. And you can also write 5 things you're grateful for. You don't have to write long sentences, just even buzzwords. But as you reflect on it, you're bringing that gratitude back into your state of beingness just before you go to sleep. And that has an incredible power over your sleep, your quality of sleep, which is also contributes towards your state of well-being, but you're also setting yourself up for the next day, folks. This is really powerful. Again, give it a go. Over 21 days, you will see a difference. Now, much has been done about the third concept I'm talking about, meditation. Why is this so powerful? Well, folks, meditation tones down the thoughts. Our thoughts can be highly disruptive. Remember, the inner work is about noticing those thoughts and the what ifs and the shoulds and I musts, and how these thoughts can turn everything into frustration and anger. And yes, with meditation, when we go there, we detach from the thoughts, we settle ourselves down. Now, the data, the research, let's just talk about that. What that's done is that proves, that has shown that we actually become more focused as we work with meditation. And I've done this, I've experienced this. I cannot reiterate how powerful this is. So over a period of time, even if you do 10, 20 minutes a day, and there's many different types of meditations, deep breathing exercises, loving kindness, deep relaxation. You can find whatever works for you. As you work with this, what happens is you become more focused, and we start to realize that our thoughts don't take charge of us. We are more in charge of our thinking. And yes, focus is a very powerful part of our state of well-being, because our distractions can really ruffle the feathers. And yes, working with meditation makes a big difference, folks. So please give that a go as well. Now, I mentioned frustration and anger in the last point. Well, I'd like to just talk a little bit about this. Frustration and anger, these do not help our state of well-being. These do not help us achieve our genius. So what I'd like to suggest is when you notice the thinking that's leading down that path, the first thing is the urge to want to rush things, to force things. This is where we have to let go, folks. And if you can notice the letting go. I was talking to a friend of mine. She's an actress, and she does live acting. And she actually said to me, when she forgets her lines on stage, the first thing she does is she goes into immediate acceptance that this has happened, and she starts ad-libbing. And she says sometimes what happens, her ad-lib is even way more powerful than what her original script is. And I feel sometimes we think we've got this original script to work through in the day. This is what has to happen. This is what I expect to happen. And when it doesn't work the way we expect it, we get frustrated. And as we get frustrated, we start resisting it. And before we know it, we're falling back into more frustration and anger. Whereas when we actually realize that the script's not working, we've forgotten the script, or the script hasn't come to us, we accept this is how it is right now, and we start ad-libbing, we start improvising. And this is where you access your true genius. But in order to do this, you've got to let go. And as you do so, your mind opens up, because frustration and anger close the mind. Again, excuse me. Your frustration and anger close the mind. So yeah, folks, just remember that. Let go and let it flow. So yes, these are just some ideas. There's many more, folks. We haven't got much time. I've used up a lot of your time. So folks, at the end of the day, the power is in your hands. And yes, as they say, sure, do what you love, but always remember to find the love in what you do. So until we chat again, folks, take care and stay aware.